Resume. All right. So thank you, Terri-Ann. I truly appreciate your time. I know you're a busy mom of two girls. You work a full-time job in corporate who's undergoing a merger right now. So things are really crazy. And I truly appreciate you taking the time to talk to
No
me.
problem. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So why don't we set the stage a little bit, and why don't you describe for me what you were dealing with before we started working together?
Oh, absolutely. So before we started working together, I noticed that I was constantly bloated. Bloated all the time. I was sluggish a lot, feeling like I'm literally dragging on a daily basis. And I actually was seriously thinking about, consulting a GI specialist.
Mm-hmm.
And then I, remembered you and I had talked about, you being a health coach and some of the things that you were doing with your clients. And that's when I decided, you know what, I've had enough of this bloating and not really understanding what's going on with me, feeling tired all the time. And I said, you know what, I'm at the point where I just need to do something different. And rather than, going to a doctor, let me consult Janeri and see, because it has to be something that I'm consuming that's causing all of this.
Awesome. And so what did you experience as a result of us working together?
I think it was beyond what I even expected. Quite honestly, it was beyond what I even expected. I think that my first expectation was that I was going to talk to you. We were going to maybe put together a meal plan, or go through some kind of that, diagnosis of what needs to get done. But I think it was more than that, right? I think that it's the camaraderie with other people who are going through the same thing I was experiencing. So hearing their experiences, hearing different things that they were doing and working with you. So that's one thing that I thought was invaluable. The second thing was having access to you all the time. So if I had a question, I didn't feel like, oh, I have to wait till next week, or, I have to, wait a couple of weeks. I can text you.
Or you're bothering me.
Exactly. I could text you. I can reach out to you. The third thing was just all the education around it, right? Yeah. Just the decks that you put out weekly, reading about your body, reading about, different things to look for, leaky gut, and some of the things I had absolutely no idea about. So for me, it opened up a whole new world of education for me about my body, about foods, about different things to look for. Just a whole new world for me. I started telling my mom, I'm like, Mom, look, I actually gave her some of the decks. I'm like, look at this. Did you know about this? Did you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, what I realized this is my fifth year doing this, and more it's about the education for me. More and more it's about helping people really understand. I mean, because you can go to Google or Pinterest and get all the recipes you want, right?
Yes.
I didn't give you any recipes that you couldn't have found anywhere else. And but it was about connecting what you were doing to how you were feeling and giving you that understanding of, okay, so if you do this, right, this is how the body works. And when you do these things, this is the result, right? These are the possible results. But when you do these things, these are the results. And now you get to choose which results you want. Right?
Exactly. And then just education also around the food, right? Knowing that there are options for people who, may not be able to consume dairy or are not able to consume gluten, that there are options in the supermarket that I didn't even know about. So I think that it was just a whole new revelation on, my body, the types of food that I react to, the type of things that work for me personally. And so, all of that was invaluable. And I am so happy that I did that.
Awesome. Yay. Did you have any one single biggest aha or lesson learned?
Yes.
Which one?
I think for me, the biggest aha was that my body it cannot tolerate dairy.
So it was finding out that dairy wasn't working for you.
Yes, I suspected that. And I
Mm-hmm.
think when I did in the beginning, when I started cutting things out and then
Mm-hmm.
after a few weeks adding them back, so cutting them out for the first 10 weeks and then adding
Right.
them back, then I was certain that this definitely is what's reacting. And for me, I probably should stay away from dairy.
Right. And so it's been a couple months since we worked together. Have you pretty much stayed away from dairy?
I have. I have pretty much
Awesome.
stayed away from dairy. I have resorted to using some of the dairy options that you've recommended.
The non-dairy options.
The non-dairy options. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like the almond milk and
Right.
and they've been working quite well. And the almond milk creamer too, because I am a
Yes.
big creamer person, especially in my
Right.
coffee. Um,
Absolutely.
so that has been working very well.
Awesome. Awesome. And so what does life feel like today? Like, how does your body feel? What's your energy like?
hmm I think my body feels great. The bloating, it's funny because I was even thinking about this today and just checking myself because I constantly do that now to say, okay, how am I
Mhm.
feeling now versus how I used to feel, 6, 7 months ago. The bloating has totally dissipated.
Right.
And I'm feeling a lot more energetic in the mornings when I get up. I don't feel like I'm dragging anymore. I actually feel like I can go through, my entire day and still be energized.
Awesome.
And so it's really helped me a lot in my personal life.
Awesome. Because yeah, so when you get home from work and you have time with the kids, you're not like, why don't they go to sleep so I could go lay down? Like you have energy to like talk to them and hang out with them and play with them and stuff like that, right? So
Yep.
ultimately that's what it's about, right? Having time and energy and mental clarity to want to spend time with our loved ones and our family and our friends and do things that we just were too tired to do before.
Absolutely. And then with me, I have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. So they're constantly involved in different things. There are things going on at school, there are extracurricular activities on the weekend. So I cannot afford to be bloated and sluggish.
Right. Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. Anything else you want to add to anyone who might be considering it but not sure, on the fence?
I think that it's worth it, right? I think at the end of the day, you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of you, right? And if you're constantly not feeling well, and if you want to make a serious change in your way of life, right?
Right.
In your lifestyle, in the way you're feeling, because if you're not feeling well, it ultimately it affects your lifestyle, right? It affects the
Absolutely.
way you feel when you get up. It affects what you do, and
It
especially
affects the
if
thoughts you keep,
it's affect
all of that.
it affects
All of
all
it.
of that. Your
Yeah.
psyche, everything is affected if your body doesn't feel well, right? And I
Absolutely.
think at the end of the day, I always say to myself, if I can use money to buy a pair of shoes and clothes and
A
things like that,
vacation.
and
Right.
vacations, right? I should
Right.
be able to invest money in my health so that
Absolutely.
I can feel great, I can look great, I can feel great. I will have the energy that I need to spend time with my family, for work and all of those other things that consume my life. So
Right.
to me, it was an awesome investment. The education piece of it, just me feeling so much better physically. I would definitely recommend the consultation and definitely recommend working with you.
Awesome. You hit the nail on the head though. Like it does, for me, the way I look at it is like health is the first step. Like you get your health together
Yes.
and then everything else in your life opens up. Your relationships are better with your spouse or your significant other, or just, your relationships with your friends because you have more energy, you're feeling
Mm-hmm.
better.
Yep.
If you wanted to start a business or even go for a promotion in your current job, you feel more confident, right? So then you can show up better in your job and get the promotion or go after the new job or start the business or go back to school or whatever those other things were that you've always wanted to do. But because you felt so crappy, you're like, I want to, but I don't really have the energy. I don't really have the
Exactly.
time. When you start to feel better, everything opens up. I wouldn't have this business had I not gotten my own house together because I was too tired. As much as I wanted a career change, and Lord knows I did, I prayed for it day in and day out. But I was laying on the couch all day.
Yeah.
Because I was exhausted, right? Like, how am I ever going to have a business if I'm busy laying on the couch? It's not going to happen. And so I think you're right that, we invest in all kinds of other things.
Mm-hmm.
We invest in vacations. We invest in, cars. We invest in clothes. We invest in all kinds of other things. But as women, we tend to have a problem investing in ourselves.
Yes.
And I appreciate you saying that, because I hope, if there's another woman listening to this at some point, it plants a seed in her head that she's worth it. We are all worth taking care of ourselves.
That's for sure. And I think also, having other women that are a part of working with you on their journey, right?
Yeah.
We all get together. We all talk about our journey, what's working, what's not working, sharing different products and different things that we've discovered that are good for us and that is good for our health and builds energy. I think that camaraderie really goes a long way as well.
Absolutely. I mean, because I think we all feel like everything that's happening is just happening to us.
Yes.
Right? I'm the only one that feels this way, because everybody else around you looks fine. They act like everything is fine. And so when you get into a group and you have that community, then you realize that you're not alone, that everyone else is like struggling, trying to give up dairy because I love cheese, right? And so it's like 3 other people are like, I love cheese and this is hard. But, you come up, like you said, you share like, oh, I found this other recipe, or, oh, I found this other product, and, this fits in our guidelines, and let's try this out. And so you're not doing it alone. You have other people besides me to support you and to share other information with you. And yeah, I think it definitely, science proves that when you do things in community, it makes it less difficult and everyone has better success. And that's not me. That's, the data supports that.
Yeah. I think what you're doing, Shaneri, from the bottom of my heart is amazing. Because I think what you're doing is literally, you are changing lives for the better. You are changing the way people feel physically. From a health perspective, you are changing that as well. And I think that, that's awesome. A lot of us get up and we go to work every day, but are we really changing lives? Right.
Right.
And so I applaud that. I really do.
I appreciate that. Coming from corporate, I can't tell you how many times I sat in those corporate meetings and we were arguing about, I worked at a bank. So it was like, what information are we going to put in the statement for the client? And I'd be sitting there like, most clients don't read the damn statement. No one cares. This is not saving anyone's life, right? Like, and there was just something in me that was like, I've got to figure out what else I'm supposed to do here in this world, because this isn't it. And and it was funny because coaching kind of found me. This whole thing kind of found me. And when it did, it was like, oh, yes, this is it. This is it. This is making the difference in people's lives that I really have been wanting to make for years and just never really quite understood how to make that happen. So thank you for saying that. I'm glad that's obvious. I'm glad you felt that. And again, I truly appreciate your time, and you were an ideal client because you did the work, you showed up, you were committed, you didn't let anything get you down, and you have the results to show for it. So
yep. And awesome. One more thing to add, the essential oils too. Oh, those are awesome.
Yeah, right, because we started the oils later. So yeah, you're into the oils.
I am still into the oils, and I will testify that On Guard, doTERRA On Guard, that works. I even have my mom sold on it.
Does she? Yay! That is awesome. By the way, did you get my email? Because they are doing the buy one.
I saw it. Yep. I am definitely going to take advantage of that.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, thank you very much. Yes. Go back and enjoy the rest of your evening with your kids, and we'll be in touch soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.